welcome. David Levin here, Raise Your Inner Game today. This is Tuesday, so we're talking about life relating to sports and competition. Fridays are for the rest of our lives. This week, I want to talk about sports for older athletes. And I include myself in that group, of course. I'm now officially a senior citizen, 65 and a half as of this writing, playing pickleball like pretty much everyone now, it seems, so solidly in the elder athlete category. And the main point I want to make is, first, what an unqualified good thing this is, to be active, and especially in this sort of fast-paced, playful way at an older age. And if you're not doing something like this, or you know someone who could and isn't, you really want to get out there and give it a try and get started. But isn't there a point when I really am too old for this? At some point, I suppose, but it's almost certainly not now and not anytime soon. So a couple of data points to consider. First, I've been playing in a pickleball league this past spring. It's a 55 plus age group. There's a woman in that league. I've played with her 2 different times now, 2 different weeks. She's 88 years old. Okay, 88. Let that sink in. Now, she's pretty slow. There are a lot of balls she can't get to, but a lot of others she can, she does. And when she does, watch out. She's a good shot, a good player, and she played the full 2 hours. I mean, it was just super impressive. 88 years old. If you saw her walking around somewhere else, you would never imagine she could do that, but she can. And what a beautiful thing that is. Just imagine how different things would be for her if she wasn't doing that. The big point is that age is not actually the point. The real limitation is just physical ability. If you're able to do what the activity requires, that's all you need to worry about. I mean, that's obvious, but I think people can still tell themselves that they can't do something just because they imagine that they're too old for it. Now, do our physical abilities decline with age? Of course. Is it harder to get in shape? And does it take longer to recover? It does. But that doesn't mean we can't do it. We absolutely can, and we should. I'm in better shape right now, stronger, more mobile, better endurance than I've been in years, easily 10 or 15 years. Looking back at photos from that time, I look noticeably more fit now, and in some cases, even younger than I did then. So there's a lot we can do to boost our physical abilities, and that is the only real limitation on what sports we can play or activities we can do. Knees, elbows, hips, back, heart, those are the limiting factors, not age itself. And mentally, emotionally, there's a lot we can do to get stronger there too. And again, it's common to not think that, right? You know, as we get older, we've been pretty much the same person for decades at this point. It's easy to imagine that we just are who we are, right? I mean, does it make sense really to work on your mental game as an older athlete? And the answer is, it absolutely does, or at least it can. It only depends on where you are now versus where you'd like to be. I have a recent graduate of our Sports Academy mental game training, and it's just been so great and fun to hear about the difference it's made for her. I'll put a link to her video in the notes. It's just a couple of minutes long. You should really check that out for the full story. It's really good. But she has made amazing improvements, and very quickly, like less than 30 days. She started out, as most athletes do, and by the way, at all ages, just feeling like she wasn't playing to her potential and that her anxiety was keeping her from doing that. And again, I hear that same story from pretty much everyone. I'm working with 2 12-year-old students right now. It's the same thing. So if that's you, if you feel like your mental game is a factor, it's holding you back, keeping you from playing well, keeping you from having the kind of fun you want when you're playing the game, go for it, right? Work on it. Why not? It's never too late to learn new things, and most important, to feel better about yourself. She's feeling so much better now, and in so many ways. Why would you not want that, right? I mean, when are we too old for that? The answer is never. One detail, I love this so much. She said she was playing recently, and the biggest thing that struck her was that when she observed the other players, she recognized her earlier self. She'd had such a fundamental change in her ability to stay focused and calm and positive and enjoy herself that it felt like she was truly a different person than who she had been just 30 days earlier. Imagine what that feels like. So great. So again, I come back to the same question. When are we too old to improve our lives like that? When is that no longer a good idea for us? And my take is never. Now, you can't do everything, especially physically. Some sports and activities will be too much. I have a friend who plays hockey, loves it, but his hips are getting to the point where he might not be able to keep doing that. That's a real limitation. I tried ultimate frisbee last year, loved that. It was so fun. I could not believe how fun it was, but it was too much. Most of the players there were a lot younger. I couldn't keep up. It felt almost dangerous to try. So the sport matters, who you play with matters a lot, but I'm sure you can find something. And by the way, this is one big reason I'm such a fan of pickleball. You can do it at almost any age. It's easy to start. You can play with people at all different levels. You can get good enough pretty quickly to feel like you're playing well, be able to compete, and then to add this incredibly fun and positive thing to your life. Oh, one more detail with this pickleball. It's a great way to get a cardio workout. I still try and run once or twice a week. I still like that. I still want to be able to keep doing it. I can't go very far or very fast. Typical calorie burn with a run is like 300 calories, which is not that much if you're keeping track, which I need to do to keep my weight in check. On the other hand, a night of league pickleball, a couple hours of good solid play, which feels like a real workout, but it's not too much, and of course it's also a lot of fun, I'll burn between 1,000 and 1,500 calories in one night. That is absolutely insane, and that's a real benefit. So anyway, pickleball is great. Highly recommend you give it a try if you don't already play. But beyond that, the big point, if you're not out there doing something, being active, and it's because you think maybe you're just getting too old for it, I bet you are wrong about that. I bet you can find something that you'll enjoy, and when you do, it'll be one of the best things you ever do for yourself. If you feel like your mental game is part of it, if that's holding you back, check out our Sports Academy training. There's a link below. Bottom line, it is never too late to feel better about yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's all connected. It's all a great gift to yourself and to the people in your life. The more capable and confident you are, and the better you feel about yourself, the better you can help and support and care about and serve others. All right, I'm too old for this. No, you're not. Get out there, find something you can do. You will love it. Hope that was helpful. Keep up the good work. I'll see you next time.